Hi everyone. Here's another one in the series of speakers that we've got at our Ancestral Health Festival in August in the UK in Rainford. And it's the wonderful Dr. Sara Pugh. Now, if you haven't heard of Sara Pugh, I'm going to ask Sara to say who she is, what she does.
Thank you, Phil. It's lovely to see you again.
You too.
Well, I'm a biochemist by trade, but then I left science because of lots of issues with the truth in it. And then I moved into doing movement, hypnosis, quantum biology, because when I did do science, I also did physics and a lot to do with light, but I didn't really understand how to apply it to daily life. So now I just work making content to educate people about the biophysics and the biochemistry of health, and to question mainstream narratives, help people improve their health by changing their lifestyles in all different ways. And I'm sort of very keen at the moment on subjects that relate to, brainwashing or believing the mainstream narrative. And I'm talking about the media, doctors, YouTube influencers, things like that. And that's what I'm really looking forward to coming to work with Phil again. So it'll be my third time doing a presentation at one of Phil's events. So I'm looking forward to that a lot.
That's wonderful. I can't wait. What will you be speaking about this time, do you think?
It'll be around questioning narratives and truths, and then introducing things I think are really important and really interesting, such as minerals, talking about light, talking about magnetism and water in the body, because they're kind of the fundamental aspects of health. And regarding sort of making stuff up, there's a lot of nonsense around iron and iron overload in the body, and then there's scaremongering or overloading of minerals in certain sort of supplement preparations. But then I also want to sort of introduce people to sort of deeper levels of thinking so that they can become their own scientist. And in previous events which I've done for Phil, I've talked about deuterium, which I'll probably mention again because it's something so important. And I also talked last time about the heart and how it's not a pump and what it actually is. And I can then add on to that because circulation is something that's really important, because if we don't have good circulation, then how can we have healthy organs? Because they depend on circulation. So just again, talking about why things sort of don't work and what people can do in their daily lives, what can they change, what can they question so that they can have the best possible sort of life, energy, joy, and such like.
That's brilliant. And you know that talk you did on the heart was absolutely mind-blowing. People still talking about that. It was fantastic. So what do you think is important about these live events? What do people get out of these?
I think you get to meet people, and it's very difficult on social media to actually find out what people are really like. And that's why myself and yourself, we try to be as we are. We don't sort of pretend anything. We haven't got sort of secret sort of funding in the background. We're not sort of openly unpleasant to people. We want to be helpful. But I also think it's a good way for people to build a community so that they don't think they're the only sort of crackpot who wants to just eat no carbs or eat meat or ground or go outdoor swimming or have a red light panel or have a pyramid hat or whatever. And I think it's about meeting other people. It's also really good for connections because there are professionals that go, there are doctors, I've met physios there, nurses, all kinds of people. And because it's in the UK, you often find people on your doorstep. So I've met some people who actually live in Yorkshire, and they thought they were the only carnivore or keto person in Yorkshire. You know how it is with Little Britain, and we won't go down there. But then I think it's a way to unite people. But also the other important thing about events, and I've been thinking about this a lot recently, is social media is getting more and more and more constraining for information that's the truth. And when it comes to my social media accounts, I'm right on the brink of being shadow banned on TikTok, and I've never even said anything. Do you know what I mean? I don't promote horrible supplements or sell snake oil or entice hate or troll. And I've realized that sometimes nowadays we just have to go back to simple ways and just tell each other things verbally, where there isn't some stupid algorithm or the TikTok or the YouTube Death Star. They're ready to blow up our channels if we dare question some really blatantly obvious truth, or we uncover sort of a terrible sort of medical boo-boo and then just get chucked off without being able to help people. So I think that's one of the key things about these events are you can actually have a conversation about the truth, because there are so many things if I said it, all my social media would be obliterated by the algorithm overnight. And it's not that it's anything controversial, because I'm really interested in sort of digging up old science and things which have been hushed or silenced, and sort of questioning, well, what happened to this science? Why is it just vanished? What's it all about? Whereas when you can actually talk to people, you can explain things to them, you can show them things, because there are sort of some interesting sort of things that people can bring to such events, and people can try stuff firsthand if they've never seen a red light panel before. And I think you've got a cold plunge there, and there's all sorts of other things I can actually bring, because it's all about having an experience of anything, even if it's just experiencing eating different food or experiencing some kind of thing that you've heard about, and it might be sort of a bit pricey, but you just wanted to try it first. So I think that's really important as well, because everything's about experience as well, that we have to base a lot on our personal experience, and meeting up as a group, interacting with other humans, having fun, being able to ask questions, without people being worried, oh, is this going to get sort of circulated all over the internet and edited by AI and making me out to have said something. So I think that there's a lot to be said about actually coming together and talking about things which help not just other people, but also the planet, sort of revealing truths about sort of the climate and the weather and the sun and plasma and stuff like that, stuff that sometimes you can't really talk about online, because again, we don't have trolls at conferences, and that's just one of my biggest bugbears. That's the common garden troll is just one of the most annoying things on the internet, and it stops people who who probably know way more than me. They might be an expert in something for 30 years, and they're just a bit shy of the internet, and a big round of trolling can actually chuck a really knowledgeable, wonderful person off social media. But then if you get that person face to face, you can learn a wealth, and there's definitely none of those at these sort of public events. So I just think it's a way to get real, because it's really easy to spend a lot of time on the internet and just think it's completely full of insane dickheads that just sit all day on the computer and just verbally abuse people, and they obviously don't know anything at all, and it can actually make you have a really warped view of the world as well. So I just think it's really nice to be with nice humans like yourself, like Ben, like the other people who are attending.
Sarah, that's beautiful. The really, really good points there. Thank you so much for that. So listen, everybody, the link below to see other interviews with speakers, to book, to see the other activities we've got going on, that will be below. And also full podcast episode with the speakers, including a fantastic one that I did a while ago for my Red Pill Buddhas with Sarah. So thank you so much, Sarah, and can't wait to see you there.
Likewise.